you guys, so the next pencil that I would like to review for you is one that my students come into the studio with quite frequently. It is the General Pencil Company Kimberly pencil. So this is an interesting pencil because it's the only pencil that I know of that is still manufactured in the US. And so I wanted to like this pencil. However, I did not like this pencil very much. I still want to go to the factory. I think it would be really cool to tour where pencils are made and see the whole process in place. And it's not that I'm not going to use these for certain things. So let's take a look down at the hand cam and I will show you guys which ones I bought. You can see that I bought a range, and this one I bought these when I was on vacation this past summer, and I happened to walk by a Dick Blick store. So I popped in, and of course, because who's not going to do that even if you're on vacation? And I purchased a 2H, H, HB, B, 2B, 3B, 4B, 5B, 6B, 7B, and 8B. And you can see here, I did the test of the range and tried to keep my hand about the same pressure, but you can't see a huge difference in these values. They don't seem to change that drastically. There is a little bit of a texture change between the H's, and then starting with the HB, it does get a little bit more speckly. You can see the 2H and the H are a little bit more stripy. You can see that when I'm pressing harder right here as well. But then what I was a little bit disappointed with as I used these over time in the studio was that I didn't see that much of a difference between the gradations of the B's or the gradations of the H's. So typically what I'm going to see is like, yes, the B looks lighter, the 2B might not look that much lighter, but the 3B should, or darker. The 3B should look a little bit darker, and then maybe the 5B should. So like skipping every other one, I should see a little bit more increase, and I didn't see that much increase. You can see here, I also did a value scale with the 6B. So I know you're gonna get some glare on that depending on where I place it. And the texture is okay. It has a nice sort of speckly texture on the paper, which I like about graphite. The one thing that I would say that I didn't like is that they were really just generally a harder pencil. So everything felt a little bit hard, and because of that, that's not my preference. If you do like harder pencils, I would say these were a little bit more comparable to the Faber-Castell 9000. But then they're made in the US, so that's kind of nice for those of us who are in the US. Here's the pair that I drew with the 6B, and I would say that the 6B was pretty easy to use, just like all the other 6Bs that I've had. It wasn't too dark, it wasn't too light, it was a good middle range. 6B, it didn't run particularly hard, but I would say generally my experience is that they run a little bit harder, and they don't sharpen quite as well. And I probably would only buy them for my kid students rather than my adult students. The price was good. They were about 93 cents a piece, which I think is a nice inexpensive pencil to use for studying and for kids. And one other thing is that it does seem like they, I think, sustainably harvest the wood for the pencil, so that is kind of nice. So that's sort of my review. It's not a great pencil, it's not a horrible pencil. I would say it's kind of middle of the road.